If you're a camera buff, you love taking those pictures, and you're looking for that fusion between Android and camera, this could be the device for you. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and the Verizon version of the Samsung Galaxy camera just showed up at PhoneDog Texas. Let's take a look and see if this cobalt black version is worth the $549 price tag it commands at Verizon Wireless. But first, special thanks to our partners at Best Buy Mobile for giving us devices like this for use in our One Paw Bandit giveaway game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, you'll deal with unbiased support, whether it's Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, or T-Mobile. They'll make sure you're hooked up with the carrier and the support and the needs that matter most to you. Let's take a look. It's an unboxing. Galaxy camera. Is this the thing, or should you stick with your cell phone? Let's find out. If you wanted to get your grubby paws on that Samsung Galaxy camera, but you were like, you know what, AT&T's not the carrier for me, well, it's on Verizon as of right now. It's here, the Samsung Galaxy camera, and it's actually here in the exclusive cobalt black color, which is exclusive to Verizon Wireless. It also comes in white as well, and it's available for $549.99. Now, specs-wise, we're seeing pretty similar specs across the board here. A 1.4 gigahertz quad-core Exynos CPU on this device. You got Android 4.1. You got 16.3 megapixel sensor here, 4G LTE connectivity, micro SD card slot that supports up to 64 gigabytes. Otherwise, pretty similar across the board here as the Galaxy camera we saw last year. So 1 gigabyte of RAM on this device as well. And then, of course, let's power this sucker on. Galaxy camera, we'll let it do its thing right there. And we'll see what comes out of the box. Now, I actually didn't even take a look at what comes on the back of the box. Galaxy camera, lithium-ion battery, wall USB charger, quick start guide, product safety and warranty brochure, and then you get wrist strap and quick reference guide. Of course, Verizon 4G LTE logos on the box as well, though you don't get any LTE logos on the actual camera. Really enjoying this cobalt black color. It's really nice, and it's got that typical camera look and feel here, and it loaded right up into the camera. But to go home, we can take a look at Android 4.1 with Samsung's TouchWiz user interface. So kind of like the fusion of a Galaxy S3 and a Galaxy camera, if you will, but you've got the standalone camera button over here on the right, or excuse me, the left, as we've seen before, and some shortcuts down here at the bottom. Obviously very camera themed. Instagram, Gallery, Photo Wizard, Play Store, and then out of the box, you get All Share Play, typical Google stuff. So there's kind of a fusion between a phone and a camera, though you don't get the phone abilities, but it's still kind of a fusion between a smartphone just without the telephone capabilities. My Verizon Mobile on this device, you can add this to your Share Everything account for the promotional price of $5 per month. So if you're on a Share Everything plan, buy this camera for $550, get it on your account for $5. Not too bad, and you can take advantage of your data plan and share that with everybody else. So you got some Verizon stuff, but nothing too major on this device. You get the video editor, setup wizard, which is a Verizon thing, but a lot of different stuff to help you out of the box make the most out of this camera. Paper artist, video editor, photo wizard, like I said, and then Groupcast, which is actually an all-share thing. Then you got your widgets as well. So again, very similar to like a Galaxy S3 or a Note 2 in overall look and feel and functionality. Apps right there. And then you got some on-screen buttons over here, which may be hard to see on the camera right now. Not this camera, but the actual camera that I'm filming this on. You got your menu button here. System update, we'll install that in just a little bit. Home button, and then back as well, and then you've got your typical Android 4.1 notification area here with driving mode, which is ironic for a camera, but you've got those you can scroll back and forth between. Your ongoing wireless network available, so much like a typical Verizon Wireless Android device. You've got your ongoing Wi-Fi notification you can't get rid of, and then you've got your system update available here as well with the Verizon Wireless Network ID down there at the bottom. Of course, you can flip it around, and it'll go from portrait to landscape mode. And then I've got my settings as well, which I can scroll through here, turn Wi-Fi off, and even when you turn it off, though, it still keeps that notification up there in the notifications bar. Otherwise, pretty similar. I know I keep saying this, but pretty similar to an Android device all around with the way that it looks and it feels. You can add your accounts. We can add a Google account if I want to, although for some reason I lost my 4G LTE. Not quite sure. We'll take a look at that once the video cuts. But you got your display stuff. I can change my wallpaper. I can change my font style. So kind of set this device up and really make it your own. And that's really cool because it brings together kind of a customization element here in addition to bringing together obviously the camera features that come on the Galaxy camera. So on the top you've got of course your shutter button, you've got your power button, you've got a flash right here, and then you've got this right here to activate the flash, boom. Pretty easy. And then you've got down at the bottom an area for a tripod mount. You've got your HDMI area, a battery area it looks like, and then your of course your micro USB charging port down here and 3.5mm headphone jack over on the side. So I'll show you here. So you can see battery right there, excuse me, micro SD card slot, SIM card slot for your micro SIM on Verizon, and your HDMI port, which can easily be accessed without opening that up just by doing this right here. So you can do that without opening the entire battery door and just messing everything up. So we'll go back here to power, cancel out of that, and we'll change this. You know what? Do my favorite thing here. We're going to go down through here and display the battery percentage. You know how much I love my battery percentages? And you got that right there. And then of course you have your home screens as well. You can do up to 7 home screens on this device and load them all up, and then you can set your preferred home screen, if that makes sense. And you got your static camera button over there, but then you can touch and hold much like an Android device to add your widgets, your applications, and more. So I can add a shortcut to the camera itself. We'll throw it down right there. Actually, we'll throw it down over here. And then I've got access to Gmail, although you'll notice the application is just slightly smaller than the static camera one, which is right there. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of the Samsung Galaxy camera. We'll take a look at the modes, all the different features that this camera offers, in addition to the camcorder capabilities, and of course the gallery as well, which I am recording right now. I'm recording a recording. Take that, brain. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog, as we go through the journey with the Samsung Galaxy camera. Be sure to hit me up on Twitter and let me know what you'd like to see out of this device as well. If you like the color, you want to see more on that, you want to see more on the build quality, you want to see more of the Android features this device has, or perhaps how it uploads via 4G LTE, let me know at PhoneDog_Aaron on Twitter, at Facebook, at Facebook.com/PhoneDog, and now on Google Plus at gplus.to/PhoneDog. Keep it locked on the site for continuing coverage of the Samsung Galaxy camera. And before we sign off, let's see what comes in the box. Quick reference guide, the usual stuff, but you know what? That doesn't mean that we shouldn't unbox it. Important consumer information, información importante al consumidor. In other words, stuff you're never going to read. Product safety and warranty information. I shouldn't say that. Maybe you'll read it. Consumer information, and of course, like I said, important consumer information right there. Your LTE SIM card. And a couple of goodies out of the box. Your typical USB cable here, AC adapter module, typical Samsung stuff. And then you got a little lanyard thing that you can put around the device itself. Let's take a look at this. And bam, a little lanyard. Throw it around, carry it on your shoulder, on your arm rather, and not have to worry about losing the camera. Particularly useful when you're going to a place like Mobile World Congress where the pickpocketers are all around. So that's what you get out of the box for $550. We'll take a closer look at the camera, and we'll get back to you in a couple of days on PhoneDog.com, so stay tuned.